Hi there, my name is Raphael Launder, and I'm the founder and CTO of Reolinks. Today, I would like to talk about a huge privacy issue I recently found on the Microsoft WPC website. If you're interested in learning how to extract more than 25,000 contacts from that website, watch this video. Well, I gotta be honest with you. You'll no longer be able to extract all of those contacts, because Microsoft has now fixed the website after I reported that privacy flaw to them. But through that video, you'll learn that this flaw potentially exists on any public SharePoint site that accepts authenticated users, simply because of a little-known SharePoint privacy loophole, which I'll disclose to you in this video.
But first, let's take a look at the website itself. As you can see, I'm already logged onto the website at connect.digitalwpc.com. I'm not showing you how to sign in on that website. You basically have to use a Microsoft account, formerly known as Windows Live account. That website was built on top of SharePoint 2013, but Microsoft and its contractors have done a really amazing job at customizing the portal so that it doesn't look at all like a SharePoint site. Now, if you were interested in retrieving all of the user profiles, you could go to the People section of the site, which I am showing blurred right now to preserve the privacy of the people who show up there. However, you will soon find out that 1. It only displays a subset of all the users, those who did opt in to have their profiles made public, and 2. It's really not that convenient, as the profile pages follow a pattern that you really cannot figure out on your own. As a matter of fact, let's see what happens if I search my own name. My profile shows up, and if I click on it, I'll go to a person.aspx page with an account name parameter that you can see here. That person page indicates that the site is using SharePoint Server, and more specifically the SharePoint Server user profile pages. The big issue that we have here is the account name parameter seems completely random. So there's really no way that you can retrieve all user profiles by just using that page. However, if you could find a way to get all of the account names for all of the users, that would obviously be the key to unlock and browse all of the user profiles at once. If you know SharePoint more than a little bit, you might be aware of another profile page. And if you don't, let me try to teach you about it. That page is what I call the SharePoint Foundation profile page. And it can be accessed on any SharePoint site as /_layouts/userdisp.aspx. If you try to browse that page on a SharePoint server site, such as this one, you will automatically be redirected to the SharePoint server profile page. However, there is indeed a little trick that you can use to force SharePoint to display the SharePoint Foundation profile page. And that trick is to actually add the force parameter with the value of 1. Let's see what happens if I add it. Here you go. This is my SharePoint Foundation profile page. And the first thing you will notice is that this page displays the account name that was used as a parameter to my SharePoint Server profile page. On a side note, you might also realize that this website was probably built by a company called EvenPoint, and also that actually probably started as a proof of concept, hence the POC here. But that's another story. Let's go back to my SharePoint Foundation profile page. As I just pointed out, that page displays my account name in clear, so I can find a way to browse all of the SharePoint Foundation profile pages. I can retrieve all of the account names, and then it's just a matter of appending those account names to the person.aspx page and parse that page. You get the idea. As a matter of fact, it's really not that difficult to browse all of the SharePoint Foundation profile pages. Those pages indeed rely on a hidden list called the user information list, which stores the users with an integer key. On top of that, SharePoint provides a really easy way to browse all the users in the user information list by simply appending an ID parameter to the userdisp.aspx page. For instance, my personal key on that website is 263. So if I append ID equal 263 to the previous URL, I'll display my SharePoint Foundation profile. again. But if I type 264 instead, I'll see the next user who signed in on that site. And if I use 265, I'll see the next one, and so on and so forth, until more than 26,000 as of today, February 21st, 2015. What you may also notice on that page is that it doesn't display my email address. And that's a bit strange because I'm pretty sure that back in May-June 2014, that page actually showed my email address. Maybe the site administrators realized that they were leaking a bit too much information. And so quite a bit of profiles, you will notice that they were actually updated on July 14th, 2014, right during the WPC 2014. My guess is that they actually wrote a tool that removed all of the email fields from all of the SharePoint Foundation profiles. But if you look at profiles that were created after that date, let's pull one up right now, you will actually notice that the email fields are actually present. Of course, if you're smart enough, you realize that it's fairly easy to automate the browsing of all those SharePoint Foundation profile pages by using a web scraping tool, and then potentially look up the SharePoint Server profile pages if you want to retrieve a bit more information about the user by using the account property here. Now, I hope that by the time you see that video, that loophole no longer exists on the WPC website. But the real reason I wanted to mention it is because that loophole unfortunately exists on any external facing SharePoint website, especially authenticated extranets. Indeed, you only need to have minimal permissions on a SharePoint site to be able to browse all of the profiles of all users who at some point signed in to your SharePoint extranet site. Take for example a standard SharePoint 2013 extranet powered by the Codeplex FBA pack. As you can see here on the FBA user management page, I have quite a few external users who don't belong to the same organization and really should not know about each other. Now, if I sign out and I sign in as, let's say, a user named Mark, well, obviously Mark can see his own profile, but he can also browse other profiles. So for instance, if I type ID equal 54, I'll be able to see Joe Dalton, who's not in my organization. I can also see Mary, who's in Contoso. And I can even see Windows accounts as well, such as Alan and Marlene and Marilyn. So I can retrieve a lot of information, including their account names, their full names, their email addresses, even if I don't know them. Now, is there a solution to that huge privacy loophole? Of course, there is one. You can actually use the same technique that SharePoint Server uses to redirect from the SharePoint Foundation profile page, that user disp.aspx page, to the SharePoint Server profile page, which is the person.aspx page, by building a control and tie it to the delegate control with the name profile redirection, which is here available in the user disp.aspx page. So what you would do is you would register that control in a specific form feature and redirect to your own custom page. That's exactly the approach we've taken with Extranet 2013 in order to make our clients' extranets bulletproof to any privacy breach. In a professional edition of Extranet 2013, we have a privacy settings page available in the site collections, and where an administrator can choose to use either the Extranet user profile page or just use the default SharePoint profile page. If the admin chooses to use the Extranet profile page, she can configure which user profile properties are visible when users browse a profile other than their own. For instance, you can decide to show, to hide, or just show the first letter of the first name, same with the last name, and whether you want to show the email address or not. You can even choose to show some additional custom profile properties that we have with Extradium. And we've actually addressed that issue for 4 different situations, depending on whether the current user is an internal user or an external user, and whether the profile being viewed is the profile of an internal or an external user. We even have an advanced settings where we can actually allow just site collection administrators to see both profiles. So for instance, here as an Extradium administrator, and if I actually chose to use the Extradium user profile page, now if I log on and choose to see Joe Downton, I can actually see his real SharePoint profile page. Now I can also see the Extradium profile page, and that one will show nothing on that particular extranet. Now if I sign out and sign in as Mark again, now Mark can see his own profile, which is, as you can see now, our Extradium profile page. And if he tries to go to other profiles pages, such as the user disp with let's try a few, such as user disp.aspx with ID 32, well, he actually sees nothing on this page. If you're currently running a SharePoint extranet, I urge you to take action right now to protect the privacy of your external users. And if you're planning to deploy a SharePoint extranet, I hope that this video will be helpful and help you take appropriate action. Or don't hesitate to contact us if you need any development help. We'll be happy to help you out here. We have expertise in that stuff, so feel free. We'll be able to help you here. You take care. I hope you liked that video, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.